If I told you that the same element that makes up diamonds is also found in the smoke from your car's exhaust, would you believe me? It sounds almost impossible, right? Yet that's the incredible duality of carbon, one of the most fascinating elements in the entire periodic table. It's the element of life, the backbone of every living organism on Earth, but it's also at the heart of some of the biggest environmental challenges we face today. Carbon can shine in the form of a flawless diamond, or pollute the air as carbon dioxide. It's both hero and villain, creator and destroyer. And once you understand how it behaves, you realize it's not exaggeration to say that carbon runs the world. Literally. Carbon is everywhere. In your body, in your clothes, in the food you eat, in the air you breathe, and even in the device you're using to watch this video. Every single living thing on Earth depends on it. That's because carbon has a superpower. It can form incredibly stable bonds with other elements, especially hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen. This ability allows it to build long and complex molecular chains, which are the foundation of all organic chemistry. Think about this. Every cell in your body, every strand of DNA, every drop of oil, every piece of wood, all of them are built around carbon. If you removed carbon from existence, life as we know it would simply vanish. Crazy, right? Tell me in the comments if you already knew that carbon is literally the skeleton of life. But let's take a step back in time. The story of how humanity discovered and started using carbon is just as interesting. The word carbon comes from the Latin carbo, meaning coal. And coal was one of the first materials humans ever used to manipulate nature. Thousands of years ago, our ancestors were already using charcoal to smelt metals and create stronger tools. What they didn't know is that the same element in that black powder would one day power entire civilizations. Fast forward to the Industrial Revolution, and carbon, now in the form of coal and later oil, became the fuel that built the modern world. Every factory, every train, every city that lit up at night did so thanks to carbon energy. Without it, we wouldn't have the society we have today. But here's the twist. That same carbon that gave us progress also gave us pollution and climate change. The irony is almost poetic, isn't it? The element that makes life possible also threatens the balance of that same life. But let's not think of carbon as just the bad guy, because it's also responsible for some of the most beautiful and useful materials on the planet. Take diamonds, for example. A diamond is nothing more than carbon atoms arranged in a perfect three-dimensional lattice. That structure makes it the hardest natural substance known. But change the arrangement just a little, and you get graphite, the soft black material inside your pencil. The same element, two completely different forms, two completely different uses. It's mind. Blowing how the way atoms are connected can change everything about a substance. If that doesn't make you appreciate chemistry, I don't know what will. By the way, drop a comment telling me, are you Team Diamond or Team Graphite? Which one do you think better represents carbon's personality? Now, speaking of carbon's personality, we need to talk about its most important job, its role in the carbon cycle. This is one of nature's most elegant systems. Plants absorb carbon dioxide from the air and use sunlight to turn it into glucose, the basic fuel of life. Then animals eat the plants, breathe out the carbon again, and the cycle continues. It's like Earth's invisible breath, constantly circulating carbon through air, water, soil, and living things. But lately, this cycle has been disrupted. Humans are burning fossil fuels, coal, oil, and natural gas, much faster than the planet can recycle their carbon. The result? The amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere keeps rising, trapping heat and driving climate change. So when scientists talk about reducing carbon emissions, they're not demonizing the element itself. They're trying to restore the balance of this delicate, natural rhythm. But here's where things get fascinating again. Scientists are now discovering ways to use carbon to solve the very problems it helped create. Carbon nanotubes, for instance, are microscopic cylinders of carbon atoms arranged in a way that gives them incredible strength and conductivity. They're lighter than aluminum, stronger than steel, and could revolutionize everything from electronics to medicine. Graphene, another carbon form, might sound like science fiction, but it's real. It's a single layer of carbon atoms arranged like a honeycomb, and it conducts electricity better than any known material. Imagine phones that charge in seconds or transparent, flexible screens you could roll up like paper. That's graphene. And guess what? It's made entirely of carbon. Leave a comment if you think we're ready for that level of technology, because graphene could completely change the way we live. And we can't forget carbon's role in energy storage. Modern batteries, especially lithium-ion ones, depend on carbon structures like graphite to store and release energy efficiently. Without it, your smartphone, your laptop, even electric cars wouldn't function. And scientists are going even further, developing carbon-based materials for next-generation supercapacitors that could charge in seconds and last for years. So the same element that powered the Industrial Revolution through pollution might also power the Green Revolution through innovation. Carbon is also helping us explore the universe. Many meteorites contain complex carbon compounds, and astronomers have found carbon molecules floating in interstellar space. That means the chemistry of life isn't limited to Earth. It's written into the very fabric of the cosmos. In a way, carbon connects us not only to every living being on this planet, but also to the stars themselves. Think about that for a second. The element that builds your body also builds galaxies. It's like the universe itself runs on carbon's code. So the next time you hear someone talk about carbon footprints or carbon emissions, remember that carbon isn't the enemy. It's a fundamental piece of existence. The challenge is how we use it. We can let it harm the planet, or we can harness its power to build a cleaner, smarter future. Either way, carbon will always be at the center of the story. If you found this as fascinating as I did, hit the like button. It helps this kind of content reach more curious minds like you. And before you go, tell me in the comments, what's your favorite thing about carbon? Is it that it forms diamonds, that it powers our lives, or that it connects us to the stars? And of course, don't forget to subscribe, because every element has its story, and carbon's is one of the greatest ever told.